Journalists and spies are dropping like flies. This is a Murder Week breaking news special report. First, 2 men were identified in September as being the spies who tried to kill Sergei Skripal. They have since been disavowed by Putin personally, and one has been definitively exposed as a top Russian spy. Yesterday, Ruslan Bolsharov was identified as a highly decorated colonel in Moscow's GRU. Russia has again insisted that the Salisbury assassins are innocent, despite one of them being unmasked as a high-ranking spy decorated by Putin himself. Bolsharov was one of 2 thugs believed to have been behind the nerve agent attack in Salisbury in March and was given the Hero of the Russian Federation medal in 2014. Maria Zakharova, a spokeswoman for the Russian Foreign Ministry, dismissed the claims, saying they are part of an information campaign. Brazen Zakharova pointed out that the report had been published while Prime Minister Theresa May appeared at the UN. She wrote on Facebook, "There is no evidence, so they continue the information campaign, the main task of which is to divert attention from the main question, what happened in Salisbury." Bolsharov was one of the suspected spies accused of trying to assassinate Sergei Skripal. Bolsharov was caught smiling with his associate in Salisbury hours before the attack on the Skripals. Sergei and Yulia Skripal were both poisoned by Novichok in March this year. The question is, when will there be any evidence in the involvement of anyone, as London tells us, of poisoning in Salisbury, she continues. Previously, Putin said the pair were simply civilians and backed laughable claims that they were tourists visiting a cathedral, insisting there was nothing criminal in their trip to the UK. What is the GRU? Well, basically the GRU is Russian military intelligence. This is the headquarters of the main directorate of the General Staff of the Armed Forces of the Russian Federation. Russian spies trace their history back to at least the reign of Ivan the Terrible in the 16th century, who established a feared espionage service. The GRU was founded as the Registration Directorate in 1918 after the Bolshevik Revolution. Soviet state founder Vladimir Lenin insisted on its independence from other secret services, which saw it as a rival. While the once mighty KGB was broken up during the 1991 collapse of the Soviet Union, the GRU remained intact. GRU officers played a significant role in some of the key junctures of the Cold War and post-Soviet history, from the Cuban Missile Crisis to the Afghan War and the annexation of Crimea. And just recently, a Putin official with ties to a lawyer who has been implicated in a conspiracy to elect a former reality TV star president of the United States has died tragically in a helicopter accident. Some new information just reported in British tabloids that helicopter accident was an accident. It seems that the pilot was shot moments before the helicopter crash that killed Vladimir Putin's top prosecutor, who probed Alexander Litvinenko's murder. They said it was bad weather, chance of rain with 100% probability of lead poisoning. The head of Interpol, a Chinese national, has been disappeared in China.
China has admitted it has the president of Interpol under arrest. The news came on Sunday, the same day Meng Hongwei's wife Grace made a tearful appeal for information in the French city of Lyon, where the international police organization is headquartered. Beijing says Meng is being investigated on suspicion of violations of the anti-graft law.
不再被消失，虽然见不到我的丈夫。
He's not been heard of since the 29th of September. He'd been reported missing after travelling from France, where Interpol's based, to China. His wife has been placed under police protection after receiving threats. She claims the last contact she had from her husband was a text message bearing the image of a dagger, taken to mean "I am in danger" in Chinese. Interpol says it's received the resignation of Mr. Hongwei with immediate effect. So this intervention by the wife of the president of Interpol here behind me frankly raises more questions than it answers. She urges the international community to get involved and also says she's doing this on behalf of all of the disappeared. How this will play out over the next few days, well, we'll have to wait and see. This is Catherine Hardy.
Nothing shady about that. Finally, Saudi dissident and journalist Jamal Khashoggi was murdered in the Saudi consulate, according to Turkey. Mr. Khashoggi, a Saudi national, went missing after visiting the Saudi consulate in Istanbul on Tuesday. A Turkish official told the BBC that initial investigations indicated he was murdered there. Saudi Arabia has denied the accusations, saying it is working to search for him. Jamal Khashoggi went to the consulate on Tuesday to obtain a document certifying that he divorced his ex-wife so he could marry his Turkish fiancée. Murder kids. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia is facing widespread pressure to explain the disappearance of its best-known journalist after Turkish officials accused Riyadh of murdering him in the kingdom's consulate in Istanbul. The claim was issued to news organizations by unnamed officials and threatens a major rift between the countries, both key members of the Western military alliance, but often vying for leadership of the Sunni Muslim world. Some officials added yesterday their own elaboration, that a 15-man squad had flown to Istanbul airport last Tuesday to carry out the attack, and even that the body of the journalist Jamal Khashoggi had been dismembered. That's all for right now. Thanks for watching. Tune in every Friday for Murder Week, and if you've got any tips, any videos, anything I should see, send it to